Hello Wronglins, I'm out again. This one's a slightly different one because for once I'm not locked inside a wood tucked in a corner. This is a very different area, but the problem is I cannot film that way behind you. I can film that way, but not that way, because over that way is a bunch of houses, quite far, but near enough for me to not. I won't consciously give away my location, and it's people's houses. You can't film people's houses, can you? So I can't film that way. I can only film that way. So I can't give you my. I don't do it every episode, but I can't give you my usual 360 panoramic. I made that word up. That's a good one. Can't give you that view. But I'll make up for it because I'm going to attempt to cook this evening, like by my standards, cook proper meal. Because this is probably a boring backdrop just to show you, like. But also the last episode I didn't cook at all. I got all my timings wrong. I ate before I come out, and then when I was out I wasn't hungry, and then the next morning I wasn't hungry because sometimes I'm not. So I didn't cook at all. So I thought I'd make up for it by cooking something nicer this evening. So all to come. Right, so this is a bit of a case of using up everything in my fridge cook. Everything in my freezer cook rather. So I'm going to do an omelette, and I had loads of that left, so I want to use that up, and which is chopped red onions. I had loads of sliced peppers up, so I'm going to use them up, and I've got some cheese that I'm going to sort of break off into there because I can't be bothered to cut it. So I'm going to start off by frying the frozen bits. I put a bit of oil in there already off camera. I couldn't. Glass. Off camera because I couldn't be bothered to just film the oil. It's probably too much of this, but I've got loads of it. I'm just trying to get a shot of it. So it's just a case of whacking it around the pan initially. So it's cooked from frozen with a bit of oil, so that's exactly what I'm doing. I'll come back when it's had a bit of time. Nice colours anyway. It's coming along well. Doesn't need long. While I'm doing that, I'm going to crack some eggs. I had to carry the eggs in a bag separately, because obviously I don't want to crack them. I don't know how many to put in there, to be honest. I've got 6, but I don't need 6. What do you reckon? 3? 4? I normally put a splash of milk in there, but I forgot the milk. I've got to try and fry it in the Ridge Monkey. I just lost my whole fork inside there. That's marvellous, isn't it? I'm going to try and cook it inside the Ridge Monkey, and I think I've got too much to put it in one go, so I'm going to have to pour it in little bits. In the meantime, I need to work out how to get that spoon out of my Ridge Monkey. Get the spoon out my that pot with the eggs in it. I left it in there too long, I've let it burn. Gross. Gross. I need my wet wipes. Right, stick that out there just to give it height. And I'll just go straight in there. Oh, I burnt the pan up. I left it in there too long while I was doing my eggs. I burnt the pan. That's very, very annoying. Oh well, quite a bit of washing up to do there then, isn't there? Give that a mix. It's too deep to do it in this pan. I'm going to have to tip it into a separate one. And the Ridge Monkey's got proper non-stick capabilities. Don't actually need that bit, do I? The trouble with this is, as compact as this stove is, you can't actually rest anything heavy on it. It just don't want to stay there. It's a bit annoying, that. Rest it on my leg. But I'm not going to do this cheese because I haven't got a knife. I'll just crumble it in there, I think. I'll just break bits off of it. Or more of it went in there than I thought. It's probably a bit too much. It didn't look a lot until I... There we go. So I just put the top lid back on because I forgot I can flip it. Once it's solid enough to... It's moving around nicely. Well, that's come out well. I'm pleased with that. Whoa. That one has come out spectacular. I actually remembered I found a knife and I cut some cheese into it while it was still wet, and it sunk inside, and then so it didn't sort of sat on the surface. And that has come out spectacular. Look at that, marvelous. I wasn't going to film anymore because I've done one, but I was like really pleased with that one. That came out really well. So there you go. That was 4 eggs, and you saw the amount of pepper and onion that went in there. And I managed to sort of crumble off bits of cheese while it was still wet. So there's cheese in there as well. And it made 3, well, you saw the size of the Ridge Monkey, 3 Ridge Monkey size omelette. So that's actually quite a lot, more than I expected. So so that's quite good. I'm quite pleased with that. Yeah, just a simple omelette. I don't think you need to go nuts when you're cooking. Simple food like that is, you know, if you enjoy it, simple food like that is enough. So yeah, bon appetit to me. Actually, I better taste it first. Not really. I'm saying it looks nice, but we'll see. Oh yeah. But I don't think you can go wrong with an omelette, can you? You just beating some eggs, chucking stuff in it. But yeah, probably why I did it. I'm not a chef. I'm not really a fan of cooking. Yeah, it's a play it safe meal. So, and it works. It tastes nice. And I've got 6 tons of washing up to do. It's quite depressing. But a quick overview of the camp before the light fades. I can do an aerial shot. There we go. That's where I am. I can show you that much. A little flat area. Ooh, who needs drones, eh? A little flat area that was sort of already here that I just plonked myself on. It's getting dark now, so I thought I'd do a quickie before it got too dark. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick this up. That flying past there is a bat. There it is. That's a bat. There it is again. Ah. Freaky bats flying around. There it is. Ah. Camera won't focus. That's a bat. There it is. Look at that. Ah. That's a bat. I think I've just said that. There's loads of them. Aren't they quiet? They're like super quiet. There it is. Look. And he's gone. The camera can't focus on it quick enough. That's mad. Look. Ah! That was really scarily close. I don't know whether to be scared of the bat or scared of the bat poo on my head. There's a couple of bats around here that are really hassling me. Is it a territorial thing? Because they weren't here before. They've just suddenly... And they're like flying really close. It's like... really close to my head. And they're still doing it now. It's like... You know, they're trying to tell me to get lost. Because they weren't here all day. They've just come out now. And it's like the same two. But they seem to be sort of almost playing with each other. But they're getting unnervingly close to my head. My heart. My head. My head. And they're still there. They're really bugging me. I mean, they're not... Yeah, they're still a couple of metres away, but it feels close. It feels closer than that. I was just on the phone texting somebody, and they said something that reminded me of when I had my tooth out. It's a bit of a subject change, but and we weren't even talking about tooth, but it was about people and queues and stuff, and it just reminded me of when I was having my tooth out, and I had the appointment. It's ages ago now. It's months ago now. I had my tooth out, but it's just something that they said that made me think, oh yeah. And I think it's just an incident that makes me think, am I getting old? Yeah, because like, I never would do that before. But I had this appointment. I went to, and the appointment was just after their lunch. So they have the dentists have their lunch, and then they go, they open up. And my appointment was just after lunch, and I didn't know that they locked the doors while having lunch. So I went up. I pulled up and I saw these two ladies standing outside a dentist. They were nowhere near the door, just chatting. And I thought, well, it's just a couple of women having a chat. There's no indication that the door was locked. It was just a couple of women over there. So I went up to the door and tried the door, and it was locked. And one of the women turned round to me and went, "It's locked, you know. We're not standing here for our health." And they both had a good laugh at me. And I started to walk off, and I thought, hang on a minute. You are standing there for your health. You're at the dentist to maintain your teeth and stop them hurting, getting abscesses. That's for your health. Do you actually... And I turned around and I said to her, do you actually know what you just said then? You're taking the mickey out of me. And what did you do? Just pick, you have a repertoire of different sayings, and you just picked one at random. You picked the one thing that was actually completely wrong, because the irony is you are standing there for your health. And I walked off. And I was walking off and I was thinking, yeah, you better believe it. All proud of myself because I stood up to these old ladies. It's moments like that makes you think, I must be getting old, because, I wouldn't have cared less like a little bit when I was younger, but now I'm kind of like, "Ooh, really? Right, they're a couple of old ladies, they won't be able to take me, so I'll say something." But I mean, what a stupid thing to say, standing outside a dentist. "We're not here for our health." Well, yeah, you are, silly cow. Wearing my glasses a lot today because I'm trying to keep on the lowdown. I'm standing a lot closer to the camera. My glasses are for close up, like computer screen type distance. So I'm wearing them a lot more often because I'm trying to keep close to the camera, because I want to get a microphone. Then I can stand wherever I like. But unlike where I'm in the woods and I know there's nobody around, this is slightly different. Because I'm kind of potentially in earshot. I'm not sure this is worth doing, this one. I mean, I enjoy it, but from the filming point of view, because I can't show you anything, because it's so stealth. I have to keep quiet and not film anything and keep all to not expose myself. Well, when I say expose myself, I don't mean run around naked. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of thinking, normally I can show you where I am, and because it's a big woody area where there's nobody about. This is so super stealth. I'm kind of too scared to do anything or shout, or that's why I'm wearing the glasses, because I'm really close. Also, I had some thoughts about lighting as well. I think lighting funny because I can actually see quite well everywhere. Yeah, it's getting darker obviously, but my view is I can see everything clearly. But on the camera, everything's pitch black. And it looks like it's like middle of the night. It's not. I need some decent lighting as well. I've got a hedgehog. I've got a head torch hanging off of my tripod. That's my lighting. That's the thing when you've not got a lot of money. You have to sort of improvise. But I ought to invest into better equipment, really. Proper lighting, microphone. Then I can whisper and you still hear me. Don't have to go out to the thing. Just a thought, how things work. Right, it's that time of the night now. I'm going to brush my teeth, do my ablutions, brush my teeth and go to bed. And then I'll spot you in the morning. Morning. Bit of a wet one this morning. Not raining, but really thick condensation on the inside and the outside of the tent. Which brings me to talk about the bobcat, because one issue it does have. I love this tent. It's perfect. Who doesn't want a bigger tent as possible? But having to squeeze it into tiny spaces, I need the smallest tent I can, but with the biggest space. So, and that sort of fits the bill perfectly. My only issue with it, which has been noticed on other users as well who have this tent, is that the inner is so close to the outer when you're inside, because you don't have much room, you can't move away from the side of the tent. You're pushing the inner against the outer of the tent with your shoulders, arms, whatever. You can't move away from the wall because you've only got literally just enough space to get your sleeping pad in. So during the night you're getting a wet sleeping bag, because if the inside of the outer tent gets wet, then you're pushing the inner wall up against it, and then it's coming through the inner wall onto your sleeping bag. And there has been other people that have addressed it by putting more guys on the back. There's one in the middle to pull it away. It's not enough, because it does pull it away from the middle, but the top and the bottom end don't have a guy pulling it away, and there's a guy I've seen that's put more guy ropes, one at each end, to pull the whole side away. Just sticking, using sticky pads with the guy attached to the sticky pad. It's a bit scary doing that, really. Another guy tried it and he said it failed because it just came unstuck, and you can't sew it. I wouldn't attempt that. So that's the only issue with it, is just purely the does get wet. I don't know how to address that. Well, as I say, I do know how to address that, but I don't want to attempt that, really. But if it's dry inside, but it's a really heavy dew morning this morning, so on the inside and the outside, everything's so soaking wet. Still, I slept well. I slept solid to about 2 o'clock-ish, and then I was awake for about half an hour, and I couldn't get back to sleep. And then eventually did nod off, and I slept solid again till this morning. So it's just that one period where I was just awake for half an hour, unexplained, no noises or anything, just woke up and then for some reason couldn't get back to sleep. A good half an hour-ish, and then I did eventually go off, and then solids again till I woke up. Not bad when you're hearing noises and stuff like that. It's easy to keep you awake, but now I slept solid-ish. So that's it for this morning. I'm going to pack up and go before people start getting up. It's quite early. So slightly different direction this episode. Less forest and more cooking, but it was something different, well, for me anyway. So hope you enjoyed it if you got this far, and I'll see you in the next one, I hope.